pinned, so it tells you who they are, whether they're a church with a food bank, children's programs, youth programs, and they get pinned into the area that they come from, so that they're identified in that way.
And this is how our computer
And we have
centers,
the computer
as it looks
centers
today.
here. Yeah.
Oh, and there's the, yeah. That's very impressive. It's huge.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
So everybody participates. So we work on a shared maintenance program. So we work, it's 20 cents a pound. So we buy, trade, import, export, whatever you need in order to get the product, so we can get it back to the charity at 20 cents a pound. So you want to know what the
When you
cost?
say 20 cents a pound, how do you mean that? Like,
Literally.
Well, we would
like
weigh that
you
box
just weigh
and
this,
say
so no
that-
matter what's in it, so quite literally then a box like this might be put together if this was a box.
Yep.
And it just gets weighed at 20 cents a pound, and that's what,
Yeah.
They
With
also have the ability to charge. So it's not a matter you got the
Yeah.
20 cents. You see, because the reality, John, it costs us anybody more to hold the food than it is to give it.
yes.
Yeah.
Warehousing is very, very expensive.
Yeah.
Everybody understands charity, but nobody really understands how big and powerful charities are in this country. For example, the biggest employer, 2.2 million people work for charity.
Is that right?
Volunteers.
Yeah.
161,000 of them from coast to coast. Total income altogether, goods, services, whatever, $121 billion.
How are you? Hello, John Tory. Nice to see you. How are you, Justice? Nice to see you. Ron, how are you? I'm very glad to see you. John Tory. How are you? Nice to see you. Hello, Ron. How are you this morning? Nice to see you. Good morning. How are you? John Tory is my name. How are you? Hi. How are you, Madge? And this organization is helping to make sure that there's a hand being reached out to say, you know, we're here to help you because we're your neighbors and because we recognize that every person that's suffering in some way is somebody's son or daughter, somebody's brother or sister, and that they're fellow citizens of Canada with us. Well, it sounds like, I mean, I'm listening, you know, because it sounds like from what I've heard when I was on the tour at the back and what I hear from the people here is that the most helpful thing you could do would be to get sort of more businesses and corporations here to sort of cooperate with ICAN in doing its work, in that you know, the more that they can be of help with respect to food, computers, and so on for free, or even, you know, provide even better arrangements than they do today. You know, I accept the fact there are some people who just need government to help them and they can't help themselves because they can't. But I am also a great believer there's a lot of people who can help themselves and help their fellow citizens and take some personal responsibility. And I saw it happening at the South Asian Health Fair this morning, and I see it happening here because you're all people who are spending a lot of your time helping somebody else. And so that inspires me to, because you know, you can have all the government people you want and frankly all the government money you want, and that doesn't replace the passion that people bring to helping their own fellow citizens. So it's most admirable, and you don't need to worry. I don't quite have a computer in my head, but I have a gentleman who's helping me with that, and we're going to sit down and have a follow-up meeting and discuss some of these things and maybe find one or two of these areas that are the most important where I could try to provide some help, and maybe get some of my friends to do that too. That's the other thing. It's not just about me. I have, you know, so.
Thank you so much, John, and thanks again, everyone. I'm going to invite David Penny, Mr. D, up to the front.
John, we'd like to present you this little plaque so you remember us. It says, "Be the change you want to see in the world," right? And it says, for your tireless efforts in positive changes in the communities across Ontario. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. This is John Tory, the next Conservative Premier of Ontario.
I hope so. Thank you, David, very much. Thank you for your time. And nobody's rushing away. That's a little practice. I would like to come back. Oh, great. Oh, it's great. Oh, it's very special what they're doing.